Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Teaching Learning with Purnima once again. And today I will help you understand the poem Animals, which is composed by Walt Whitman. This poem is taken from his long poem Song of Myself. And this Song of Myself finds place in his poetry collection Leaves of Grass. Walt Whitman is a major figure in early American poetry. Modern poet Ezra Pound has called him Poet of America. He is often criticized for taking a break from tradition and writing revolutionary poems. He is known to be a non-conformist in all respects, means breaking the tradition, speaking of unconventional views, ideologies, and writing unconventional poetry on unconventional themes. So let us see some of his ideologies in this poem, Animals. And the tone of the poem is critical because he criticizes human beings for his attitude of never being satisfied, his greed, never-ending desires, and materialistic attitude. So let us begin. First of all, let me tell you the poem is composed in free verse. Free verse means poem without following any traditional rhyming scheme, stanza pattern, and line length. You can very well see that lines of the poem are somewhere long, somewhere short. In a stanza, there are 2 lines only. In a stanza, there are 7-8 lines. And then we have only 2 lines. So there is no specific stanza pattern. And the lines are not rhyming at the end. Are, contained, long, condition, since, God, with, things. So we can very well see that the lines are not rhyming, and that is known as free verse. Walt Whitman is known to have developed free verse. He is often called father of free verse. Now let me explain you the poem line by line. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. I stand and look at them long and long. Poet says that he wants to take a U-turn. U-turn means if he is going in this direction, he would just take a U-turn and come back in the opposite direction. It means he wants to go back to the ancient period, ancient time. He wants to live the way animals live now. He wants to live the way human beings used to live long, long years ago. Why? Because animals are placid, peaceful, calm, and self-contained, self-satisfied. They are satisfied. They are contented with what they have. But human beings are not. The poet stands in front of animals for a long time. He wants to look at them for a long time. He wants to observe them, their habits, their way of living. They are more peaceful, more calm, happier, and satisfied. Poet also wants to be like them. That is why he wants to observe, to learn, and even imbibe their qualities in his lifestyle. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duties to God. Here they refers to animals. When the poet means to say that they do not do this, they do not do that, he actually means to say human beings do all these things. Here, making a comparative study, he says and he establishes the fact that animals are far better than human beings. According to him, they do not sweat. Sweat means after working so hard, they don't tire themselves beyond limit the way human beings do. And wine means complain. They do not complain. They do not always cry for what they do not have. But animals are not like that. Animals do not lie awake. They do not lose their sleep. Why? Because they are satisfied. They eat, filling their bellies. They are satisfied and they sleep peacefully. But human beings are not so blessed. They cannot do that. They lie awake in the dark and they weep, they cry, they feel sad for their sins. When it is time, they commit the sins and afterwards they will cry over their sins. But they will never change. Animals are not worried about God and religion and what are their duties to God, what they should do to please God. But human beings are always worried about their duties towards God and religion. They always keep thinking how to make God happy. But they are never ever able to do that. They do so many things. They go to temple, church, they do many rites, certain customs, traditions in order to please God. Here Walt Whitman criticizes human beings' attitude towards God and religion. Not one is dissatisfied. Not a single animal is dissatisfied. They are fully satisfied. They know their desires, they know how to fulfill their desires, and once their desires are fulfilled, they are satisfied. But it is not the case with human beings. Human beings' desires are never fulfilled. That is why they are always dissatisfied. Not one animal is demented, depressed. With the mania means madness of owning things. Owning means having, possessing, चीज़ों को इकट्ठा करना, amassing wealth, amassing all the materialistic things. And even after that, they are depressed. Not one kneels to another. Not one animal kneels to other animal. Kneels means bow down or pray. They do not pray other animal, nor to his kind, animals of their kind, similar animals. One animal does not pray other animals. Here, Walt Whitman criticizes human traditions of worshipping human gods who were great, who lived thousands of years ago, such as Ram, Krishna, Guru Nanak, Jesus Christ, Lord Mahavir, Gautam Buddha. So they worship these human beings as gods. And Walt Whitman doesn't approve that. His ideology, his thinking is completely different. That is why many poets criticize Walt Whitman's ideas. And that is why he is also known as non-conformist, going against the tradition. Not one is respectable or unhappy over whole earth. Not a single animal is more respectable than others. And not a single animal is unhappy over the whole earth. Unlike human beings. For human beings, one is respectable and the other is not. We give respect to the people who have got power, who have got money, who are high in their social status, caste, etc. But animals do not do that. And that is why they are happy. So they show their relation to me. They show that I am related to them. It means I have come from them. They are my forefathers. Human beings have evolved from them. And I accept them as my forefathers. Here Walt Whitman follows the theory of evolution. He thinks that earlier human beings were like them, they used to live like them, they used to live in caves, they used to hunt for their food, they used to cover their bodies with skin, animal skin or leaves, because we have evolved from them. And in the course of civilization, we have changed our ways, and we have gone to the extent that has taken away all our peace, which Walt Whitman wants to change. That is why he wants to take a U-turn. They bring me tokens of myself. They show, they tell that they have got all the signs of human beings, all the qualities of human beings, which they were blessed with. They evince, they show them plainly in their possession. Plainly means clearly. In their possession that they have, that they possess. They possess these qualities and they clearly show those qualities in their lifestyle, in their behavior, in their attitude. I wonder where they get those tokens. Poet wants to think, poet wants to know from where they have got those tokens. And then he realizes that they have got these tokens, these attributes, these qualities, these virtues of peace, satisfaction, calmness, and contentment. Since their birth, human beings have also got these qualities since their birth. But did I pass that way? Did I also have those qualities huge times ago, since the ancient time, but negligently, carelessly, due to ignorance, we have dropped these qualities. God has blessed us with those qualities, but in the course of civilization, advancement, progress, we have dropped them. Hence, poet decides to take a U-turn and go back to the old time, ancient time, old age, and enjoy living with animals the way they live. So through the poem, the poet wants to tell the theme that real happiness and peace of mind are more viable and they are more important than advancement and development. Through the poem, the poet conveys a message that human beings, in the course of being civilized, advanced, and progressive, have lost more important values such as innocence, contentment, peace, happiness, and love. He stresses upon the fact that we are not happy, contented, and peaceful because of our materialistic attitude. Now let me quickly tell you the poetic devices used in the poem. First of all, let me tell you that poem is an extended metaphor. The whole poem is an extended metaphor because in entire poem the poet has compared human beings with animals. And through this comparison he has brought out that animals are definitely better than human beings. They know how to live peacefully. So, in all these lines where he says, they do not sweat, they do not lie awake, they do not make me discussing. So here he is actually talking about human beings. Not one is dissatisfied, not one kneels. In all these lines, metaphor is used because animals are compared with human beings. One more poetic device I would like to tell you, that is anaphora. And that is repetition of first word in two consecutive lines. In first two lines, this is a part of first line only. I is repeated. In next three lines, the word they do not is repeated. That is anaphora. And then not one, not one, not one is also repeated. There also we have anaphora. Now let me tell you more poetic devices There we have repetition because the word I is repeated in the same line. We also have assonance. Assonance is repetition of vowel sound. Here, sound of I is repeated, E sound, live, with. That is assonance. Next, we have consonance. Consonance means repetition of a consonant sound at the end of the word. Placid and contained. So D sound is repeated at the end of words. That is consonance. Here also we have repetition. The word and is repeated. The word long is repeated. There we have repetition. We also have alliteration. Alliteration means repetition of consonant sound in the beginning of words. In close proximity, they should be near. So make me, repetition of M sound. Discussing, duty, repetition of D sound. Here let me tell you, the children are often confused with alliteration and consonance. Alliteration is about repetition of consonant sound in the beginning. Make, me, discussing, duty. So these consonant sounds are repeated in the beginning of words. And consonance is repetition of consonant sound at the end. Stand, and. I hope you understand. One more consonants. Dissatisfied, demented. Here we have alliteration, dissatisfied and demented. D sound is repeated in the beginning. D sound is also repeated in the end. So alliteration is also there, consonance is also there. One more example of alliteration. The sound is repeated in the beginning. They, their. So the sound is repeated in the beginning of the words. That is alliteration. Me, myself. One more alliteration. Them, their. Repetition of the sound in the beginning. That is also alliteration. They, those. One more alliteration. The word tokens is used here as metaphor because tokens is compared with virtues, qualities. I hope you have understood the poem. In case you have any doubts, you can write in the comment box. Thank you. Keep watching my channel. Keep liking my videos. If you like my videos, subscribe my channel. All the best.